China, a communist nation now embracing elements of capitalism. It's the world's largest population with 1.3 billion people, a country steeped in tradition with a 5,000-year history, grappling with an economy changing at a lightning pace. It's an economy that's lifting up the incomes of many, growing the middle class in urban areas like Beijing. And this growth is where U.S. farmers see opportunity. That brings us to Huaxia Dairy Farm in Sanhe City, about 1 hour east of Beijing. There are 1,800 cows here, making Huaxia relatively small compared to U.S. dairies. Charles Shaw is a co-founder of Huaxia.
In America, how much do they drink versus in China?
By statistic, we're saying that America is about 300 liters per year per capita. And in China, if you just count the urban people, it's 26 liters average. Because milk was kind of a luxury for, for Chinese. In older times, only city people or people who live near the farm has access to, to milk.
But times are changing in China, and as incomes rise, so does demand for milk. So he has big plans for Huaxia's milk, sold in stores as Wonder Milk.
I think it would give or take another 5 or 10 years. We want to go to maybe about 200,000 cows.
200,000 cows, enough, Charles believes, to supply the city of Beijing. At Huaxia, before any Wonder Milk goes out the door, it gets tested for quality and safety at an on-site laboratory. Because of its higher quality, Huaxia charges about 25% more than other milk in China.
I look around in China, I look around in the United States, and I found that there's big difference in how people do things. I would say that what people do here is about 50 years behind what U.S. is.
And so they want milk, they want to drink milk, fresh milk, but the capacity to produce good quality milk here is not there yet, right?
It's almost non-existent.
To understand why China's milk supply suffers from quality issues, we visited a typical family farm in a nearby neighborhood.
We've kind of walked through a suburban area down an alley, and all of a sudden we're in a farm.
Just took my breath away. Yeah.
It's
you
amazing.
open up those gates, and it was a step back in time.
A couple of dairy cows, a bull calf, all sharing a small garden area that serves as the family's front yard.
Charles has got aspirations of 200,000, head of cattle and really taking it the next step, but look what they're dealing with now,
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a part of life in China for a long time to come. With the population that they have, this family farm will continue.
Obviously, this type of dairy farming can't sustain a large economic and population boom. This is where Charles Shaw sees opportunity. Shaw is a Taiwanese American with a background in computers and engineering.
I tell you, this is a lot more fun.
Is it?
It is.
So this is alfalfa from western China. Looks pretty good. It's ready to be mixed into the feed here at Huaxia Dairy Farm, but it also demonstrates an inconsistency problem that they've got here with feed supplies in China. The next batch might not be as good. So what do? Well, they import alfalfa from Washington State in the United States.
Both alfalfa, corn, the rest of the things are not uniformly supplied. The quality variance, for example, some of our alfalfa that we got last year, protein content is less than 8%. Where we import the Anderson alfalfa from Washington, you're averaging about 23%.
Chinese alfalfa is too mature, stemmy, and contains few leaves. Alan Tiemann's not an alfalfa farmer, but he knows that maintaining relationships with farmers like Charles Shaw are critical for breaking down barriers when it comes to trade.
It's something you have to maintain and constantly work at. You don't want to let these markets slip away.